Hello, so I'm Hugh, and we're going to do a run through of the diplomacy aspect of Warsim. So, I think for this, I'm going to add myself some money and cheat myself a little, just so we can test the game right. So, diplomacy is one of my favorite aspects of the game. It allows you to interact with the various factions in the game and gain allies or enemies, truces, all sorts of things. Now, your ability to access diplomacy is based entirely on whether or not you have a diplomat in your staff. You will by default have Old Crawl, but you may fire him or train him. So, first up, we're going to check out the rebels. So we can see the flag of the rebels. We can read a little about them. Even have a look at their leader and read about him. So what you notice is you can bribe them to stop raiding you, or bribe them to disband. If you bribe them to disband, the entire of their faction will shut down, and it's based on how many men and lands they have. So if you were to take away a lot of their lands and their men, it would cost a lot less to bribe them to disband. But we actually have the money to do it. So if we do that now, Faradar the Kinsler and his lords renounce their lands and disband their men. The rebels take their huge coffers and flee across the ocean to another land. Your people rejoice as the rebels are no more. So the rebels are no more. We can have a look at the bandits. Similar deal. We've got some goblin kingdoms. And we can't ask them to disband, but we can talk to them. My personal favourite is independent territories. So here are the 5 independent territories I have here. Their colours are based on their flag colour. So we've got 5 pretty interesting looking ones. We're going to check out the mighty community of Beladofi first. So this is led by a man called Master Lucius the Anguished, and they are Ash Satyrs. So, provided I have a soldier spare, I'm going to send an emissary, and we carry a message of peace. They offer me peace as long as I pay a word guild for my crimes. 6,400 gold. So here we go. So now we're at peace with the Ash Satyrs, and we can have a look at them. So the diplomacy screen offers you many options. First of all, unique locations. Now most factions won't actually have any for now. It is planned in the future for there to be lots of unique locations, but for now, you'll just find arenas and slave posts. But rarely, you may very often find nothing at all. So if we have a look, we can see the arena. And we can actually watch the fight. This is a very strange kingdom. You have to pay 1 goblin to enter the arena. Turns out we have one, so let's watch. And there we go. So, secondly, leader information. Well, third technically, but let's have a look. Leader information. So we can have a look. Now there's a picture of the leader, but it is as satyrs don't actually have their own face generation data. That face is question mark. He has a skill of 80, and his personality is strange. Hence why you have to pay goblins to watch fights. We can have a look at their kingdom information, so we can read about them. The mighty community of Beladofi is made up of 1,531 troops, and is led by Master Lucius the Anguished. Known as half man, half goat, satyrs are generally peaceful, though they are prone to excessive drinking. Its people worship the ashes of the flame. Their famed words are, "They know, then they marched." So we can have a look at their troop tree. They have an Ash Satyr of 45 battle score, an Ash Militant Satyr of 90, and an Ash Satyr Guard. Those are their equivalent of Peasant, Soldier, and Knight, respectively, though their units are quite a bit weaker than ours. We can check out their laws. They use coppers as currency, they have an arena, and they do not allow slavery. And their currency, which looks like that, they use coppers. They have 9,586 coppers, and a copper is worth a single gold coin. Trade and diplomacy, the most important part, arguably. So we can send them gifts, offer them an alliance, or offer them a trade agreement. Depending on their kingdom type, they may not allow trade or request strange things. So we'll see. So the mighty community of Beladofi accept the trade deal on the promise that you will kill and hang 3 peasants from your gates until they are nothing but bone. It's a very strange request, because the king, of course, is strange. We're going to do that. You're ordered to be done, and 3 peasants are snatched from the streets and hung from your gates. Most assume them to be criminals and think little of it. So now we have a trade agreement with the mighty community. Now I can also offer an alliance. They are pleased and agree to the alliance. So now that we've made an alliance with them, we have many more options. We can request financial aid, where they will send us a certain amount of gold. The mighty community say they are unable to aid you. This has happened because I have more money than they do, so it's kind of odd for me to ask them for financial aid. I can send a military aid in the way of 10 soldiers. They will appreciate that. I can also request military aid. They send a unit of men to assist me. I can also buy land from them for 1,000 gold and 100 soldiers. Now currently everyone accepts all of these options, but eventually I will probably limit this. So we've now brought them down to 1 territory and given them a lot of troops, so they'll be quite strong. And that's pretty much it. So it varies from kingdom to kingdom. We'll check out the next one. So here we go. This is something new here. The Black Free Land of Drupreb, led by Overseer Baglol the Necromancer. They are aquatic implings. Your diplomat, Gulthuk the Merchant, tells you that diplomatic action with them is not possible due to their lack of civility and savage nature. So notice we don't have the ability to do a lot of things we could with the other nation, as this nation is savage, so they're not able to really be spoken to. We can't have diplomatic action or alliances or trade agreements with them. We can have a look at their troop tree, we can read information about the kingdom, and we can check out what the leader looks like. This one actually has a face, and he looks beautiful. Next, Mythic Lost Land. So these are Wraith Dogfolk. These will also not have a face, and they use the wonderful, unique, randomly generated name system, which makes that a very hard to read name. So let's offer them peace, and let's see what we can do with these guys. So, oh, he has a face. They are being led by some kind of goblin. So let's, okay. Overseer says you need to gain his trust before he trades with you. He won't trade with his kingdom's wares with any old swine. So if I give him a couple of gold, maybe he'll trade. They form a trade route with you, though the Overseer warns you that trade can stop at any moment. So he is perhaps an aggressive king. We will have a look. Yeah, he's a hostile leader, so he's not going to be very nice overall. They're pleased to agree to the alliance. If we go to the arena, they don't have one. Leader information, blah blah blah. So we can have a look at their troop tree, their laws. So they use blue jots as the currency. They do not believe in non-social combat and have no arena, and that's what a blue jot looks like. So who's next? The Watery Communes. So here's another savage kingdom, and the last one, Dawn Hobgoblins. Can we trade with them? Please to trade with me. So there are variations on this wonderful formula. You'll notice this one here, Slaver Post. So the variations are, there are some kingdoms that are xenophobic. These kingdoms will not speak to you if you are not the same race as them. So you're no luck speaking to anyone who isn't human if they're xenophobic. There are also some kingdoms that refuse to use currency. There are many different things in the kingdoms. There are many different personalities. Some kings will actually give you money if you offer a trade agreement with them, and some mercantile kings will charge you to open a trade agreement with them. Some kings, such as the hostile king we spoke to in the Distinguished Meadow Dynasty, once you go past a certain negative relation with them, they will never accept peace with you. So it varies. But of course, kings can die and be replaced by other kings who are perhaps more lenient. There are also stupid kings who don't really know what they're doing, and they make for very interesting enemies. So yeah, that's pretty much diplomacy with independent territories. We also have goblin clans, which aren't very developed. It's similar sort of to the other, but very, very depthless compared to the independents. And minor bandit groups, which you can convince to stop raiding you, and that is pretty much it. So this one doesn't. These ones are defeated. The silent soldiers. So we can pay these guys 6,100 gold, and now there's a truce. And if we go to the end of turn, we will notice that we are now receiving money in the way of trade caravans from our friends. So that is diplomacy in a nutshell. It will be developed a lot more in the future, but thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the game and have fun.